Good evening, and this is Shera Inspires yet again. I'm speaking to you from Nairobi, Kenya. I want to thank God this evening for the gift of life. I've been watching disturbing news, and as a parent, it got me thinking that I need to speak something about parenting. You see, there are too many killings going on in Kenya. You watch on TV, on social media, and it's like we were born to die. I mean, people have no purpose, there's no value in living, and it can be quite disturbing. It bothers me. So, this evening, I would like us to speak about parenting, and more so a passive parent, or a parent who is uninvolved, detached, or completely absent in a child's life. So you find that if you are the kind of parent, you can be a mom or a dad. You are completely uninvolved in your child's life. So you demand very little from the child. So the child doesn't have to report anything back to you. You are absent. So you don't even know what happens in the child's life. If it's homework, you don't assist the child to do homework. You never sign the diary. You don't communicate with the transport team of the school van that drops your child. You don't know. You don't attend school meetings. You don't have face-to-face communication with the teachers, nor email. In the WhatsApp group, you are a keen silent observer, or just not bothered, but yes, you're in the group. And this can be very scary, especially to a parent, because the results of being a passive parent, a detached parent, the fruits of which are seen later in life, these are the children who end up being engaged in drugs and many other bad things that as a parent you have not instilled in them. So I have a few points. And there's lack of responsiveness to a child's need. You lack responsiveness to a child's needs. So you find that rarely will the child approach you as a parent to ask you for anything or to communicate with you, because you don't demand anything from them. So if you are the mom who is partial or uninvolved or detached, then the child will really communicate with you and will prefer to communicate with the father, and vice versa. And then you make few or no demands of your child. So the child has no reason to rush to you and ask you anything or report anything or tell you how their day has been at school, or how their day has been at some party, or they've been invited to a birthday party and they need to buy a gift. Nothing. They just don't tell you anything. And they also don't tell you their good days, their bad days, or if your child likes a girl in school, because at grade 5 they're already talking about girls. They tell you nothing. So if you're that kind of a parent, your life is quiet, all is not well. And then you're often indifferent, you the parent. You're dismissive or completely neglectful. Anything to do with that child you don't know, because maybe you come home late as well, including all the other points that I had given. And when you're around home, you're on your phone, or you're busy, you're alcoholic, just name it. But your family, your children, they don't come first, or you're not involved in their lives. And then you avoid conflict. So if a child is doing something wrong, you don't punish them because you don't want to quarrel with them. And then you let children get away with too much. So they'll start maybe by scratching the wall with a nail. You don't say anything. They'll start banging, the table, and you don't say anything. They'll start interrupting you when you're with visitors. You say nothing. They'll refuse to eat. You say nothing. You are completely just off. And then there's too much, or the child does too much, and you don't discipline them. And then there are no boundaries. The child has too much freedom. So these are the kind of homes where you go and a child can even pour food on a cat, and you say nothing, and there are visitors around. This child can start switching the TV channels, and there are people around and they don't care. They'll come and grab a visitor's hair, or sneak into a visitor's handbag, or just do something, but you're completely not bothered. Or when they are visitors, Then you find you, the same uninvolved parent, you speak and you say like, oh, mom, what is happening to this child? Why is this child behaving like this? But under normal circumstances, if you're the passive dad, you're never involved. So you don't see these bad things that your child does. But when they are visitors, because you want to have a good CV, then you ask questions. I don't know where you fall, but either way, this is a conversation we are having, and I'll expect feedback from you. So children do not develop an emotional connection with you. They don't. So you will not know when they're happy, you'll not know when they're sad, you'll not know when they're scared, you'll not know when they're angry, you'll not even know when they're having nightmares, because they don't talk to you about anything. So they suppress their emotions around you. How can that be? And then lack of this attention at a young age obviously will lead to low self-esteem later in life. You find that you have an adult son. He is already 18 years old and he cannot even be able to come and say hello to visitors. He'll always walk with his head down. He'll have issues in school. He will maybe be in secondary school and he's getting chased, or he will be the other extreme whereby he'll be among the team that's burning schools, or he may not even be part of any of these other rowdy boys or girls, but anybody can be able to lure him or her into their group because their self-esteem is low, and bullies pick on your children who have a low self-esteem. So they start that way as children. You are uninvolved, so as children they hide their emotions and their bad habits, and as an adult it comes out, and then this leads, can you imagine now this child of yours becoming somebody's husband or wife? It doesn't add up. So when a child notices that you have no rules, you have never set rules from when they were young, when they are adults, they challenge you further and further. These are the kids who party all night. These are the kids who will do drugs. These are the children who will steal their parents' cars to take the girls out. These are the children who will steal your credit cards. These are the children who will have a hard time holding on to a job. So you find that none or low discipline over the course of an entire childhood will not be a surprise. It affects the way your child grows up. So parents out there, parenting is a gift from God. It's a calling. We've been blessed with children. Let's be involved in our children's lives. So let me hear from you. Let's hear how you're handling issues. Is your spouse an involved parent? Are you a single parent? And if you are, it doesn't mean you have to be uninvolved. You can also be a single parent, which I commend, and multitask, and you find that the children turn out very well. So let me hear your feedback about being uninvolved, completely detached, completely partial. Thank you once again, and thanks for watching, and clouds of blessing. Merry Christmas.